Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you this adorable little baseball gnome. You can make him in any of your favorite team colors. You can add a little logo to his hat. If you want to know how to make this little guy, stick around. I'll show you how. And I will be giving him away. So if you want to enter the drawing to win this little guy, stay tuned to the end of the video for all the details. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, go ahead and cut out your pattern. I've given it you in the description below in both PDF and SVG, and we are just going to glue these tabs all the way around till we have our hat finished. Now this pattern will only work with craft foam. It will not work with paper. It has to be something flexible. And you're just going over until you get to that next peak. Just take your time on this part because you want to make sure that each one of those tabs dries before you go to the next one. Okay, when you get to the very last one, like I am here, we're just going to go ahead and put some glue on it, and we're going to overlap that one over the top of it. And then we're also going to glue down the tab at the bottom. Just line it up real good. Just make sure it is lined up good, and then go ahead and glue that across. Okay, next we're just going to take a little button, and I've given you that one in the pattern as well, and you're just going to put it right on top and push that on down. Just hold it till it does dry. Next, we're going to go ahead and take the cap part, and you're going to have to push this up to this. It's not going to be perfectly curved for this, because it wanted it to be a little bit bigger, wider bill. So you're going to go ahead and put the glue around the edge, and then you're going to slide that up into it and push it until it's flat. And then just let that dry well. Now don't worry so much about getting glue on the front part of it because we are going to trim this out. Okay, next we're going to trim it out with another piece of this craft foam. Just go right around the very front and kind of stretch this as you go. And then go ahead and trim off the excess. Okay, next we're going to take a 70mm half ornament and we're just going to trim the little tab off. We're going to glue this in, but not right now. For the pants, I've given you the pattern in the description below, and we're going to cut 2 fronts and 2 backs out of this. And I'm just using a tan colored fabric, just a cotton. Okay, next with the facing sides together of both the front and the back, you're just going to glue down the front part into the inseam, not all the way straight down. And you're going to do this on both the front and the back. Then we're going to go ahead and open them up, and we're going to go ahead and glue the sides down. Now just with facing sides together, make sure that you have the pretty side on the inside. And then just glue straight down both sides. Okay, next we're going to open them up, and we're going to glue the inseam together. So from one corner of the leg all the way around to the other one. Next we're going to take a pool noodle and we're going to cut it at 4.5 inches in length. Now this is a 2.25 inch pool noodle. If you don't have one that is this small, you can size up the pattern a little bit because the hat was a little bit big after I got done, so you do have room. Next, while the pants are inside out, we're just going to make a cuff about 1/2 inch all the way around and just glue that down. We're just kind of cleaning up the edge of it. For the shirt, I'm going to take a piece of fabric that measures 8 1/4 by 4 3/4, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue it around. Now, I'm going to do a hem on one side so I have a nice finished out seam in the back. But you don't have to hem the top and the bottom. All that's going to be covered up. And then we're just going to go all the way around the noodle and glue it in. And if you glue to your fabric as opposed to your noodle, it won't melt. Okay, next for the shoes and the legs, I'm going to take some Nerf bullets and I'm going to cut them at 3 inches in length. And I'm just using the little tennis shoes that I've used in the past. You get them on Amazon, and I'll give you the link for all of these. Okay, next I'm going to take 2 1/4 inch by 6 inch dowel sticks, and then I'm going to sharpen them. And then I'm going to cut these off at 5 inches in length. And I just sharpen those with a regular pencil sharpener. Okay, next I'm just going to go ahead and glue these into the back of these Nerf bullets. And just put it on the stick and then stick it on the back and just push them right to the back. Next, I'm just going to take some nuts and I'm just going to put them into the toes of each one of these shoes just to give some balance. Just shake it down into the toe area. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some glue in here to put my Nerf bullet in here, and I'm going to push it all the way to the back of the shoe. Then I'm going to add a little stuffing inside the shoes just to kind of fill them up. Just some polyfill. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other shoe. Next, I'm going to take a piece of fabric that measures 2.5 inches by 1 3/4 inches, and this is how I'm going to make the socks. And then that's just a ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby. You can use any kind of stretchy material that you want to. And then we're just going to go ahead and push it down inside of the shoe, and then we're going to just glue it to the back. And then we're not going to overlap it, we're going to glue it side to side. Just joining the two right in the center. But go ahead and get the bottom of it pushed down into the shoe. And then you're going to do exactly the same thing with the other shoe. Just kind of meet right in the middle there and glue them together. And then go ahead and tie your shoes. Just kind of make sure if you are using a striped type fabric or a ribbed fabric that your socks are going straight up and down. For the pants, we're going to cuff them up on the opposite side, so it's inside out, cuffing them up 1/4 inch, and then we're going to go ahead and do a casing all the way around. So do 1/4 inch stitches all the way around, and then leave enough thread so that you could pull those tight and tie those together. And we'll tie them together once we get them on the legs, but go ahead and do that to both legs. Okay, once you got both legs done, we're going to go ahead and turn them right side out. Next, we're just going to go ahead and put this right over the body and pull it all the way down. And then we're going to go ahead and glue the waistband in. Next, we're going to go ahead and attach the legs. Just go ahead and push it up right into the center of that noodle on both sides. And I'm not gluing these in because I am going to glue the pants to the sock to hold it in instead so that I don't melt my noodle. Just get them pushed up in there and make sure that they're standing up straight, they're even. And then we're going to go ahead and draw the pants leg up and then go ahead and tie that off. And you're going to do the same thing with the other leg. Okay, next I'm just going to glue right up underneath the legs, and that's what's going to hold that leg in place so that you didn't have to glue it into the noodle. Just kind of make sure that you squeeze it up there good and you get it glued in good. Next, for his belt, I'm taking a piece of fabric that measures 10 inches by 1 3/4 inches, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue down one side. And this is going to be for his belt. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the other one and go all the way over to the opposite side and glue that down too. So I think it ends up being like a 1/2 inch belt. And fold one end over and glue it down. And then we're going to find our center point, and we're going to start right at the very front part of his pants and go all the way around to the back. Now you want to make sure that you get this glued in good and you do pull it tight. And then trim off any excess if you have any. And then go ahead and glue the rest of the belt down. Then we're just going to take a little piece of faux suede, and I'm just going to make a little buckle for the front. For the beard, I'm taking some faux fur, and I'm going to cut it at 1 3/4 inches in length by 2 1/4 inches wide. And I'm just going to go round in a U shape all the way around to the other side. Just cutting behind the faux fur only, and then go ahead and clean any excess off. And then we're just going to glue it right to the very top part of that noodle. For his arms, I'm going to use a little hair noodle. I'll give you the link for those. And I'm just going to come down 1 inch from the very top. And then I'm just going to go ahead and make my mark. And I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Go ahead and take your wire out of your noodle. And we're going to cut these at 3 inches in length. And then we're going to cut our wire and put it right back inside. And you don't need a lot of wire, just enough to go into the noodle and then outside the noodle. And go ahead and bend it over and glue it together. The fabric for his arms, I'm taking a piece of fabric that measures 1 3/4 by 3 inches. And I'm going to add some fray ease to the bottom of this and to one of the sides. Because I don't want to have a bunch of bulkiness on him. I just want enough that will hold the fabric from fraying. And it's called fray ease. You get it at any fabric store. Or you can get it on Amazon too. And it looks wet right there, but it dries clear. Okay, next go ahead and glue down one side of your fabric and then go ahead and place it onto your noodle. Now you want to make sure that your seam is going to be in the back, and you can turn your wire after you get this on and just go all the way around, and we are just going to overlap right here. And then do the same thing with the other arm. And make a short sleeve. We're just going to cut 2 of these pattern pieces out. So the shirt that you just made is his undershirt, and this is going to be the t-shirt that goes over the top. And then you're going to go ahead and hem up the bottom and one side. And you can make your uniform out of anything you want to. I was just trying to say neutral instead of picking a team. So use your team's colors to make yours. And then we're just going to fold this over and glue it together. And then we're going to slide it up over the arm. Okay, next we're going to take our X-Acto knife and go ahead and cut an opening where we drew our line. And then we're going to take a little bead and push it in here. Now you're going to have to open it up with your heat gun. Just put your heat gun in there and open it up a little bit. And then go ahead and push this in. And then we're going to glue this in with the hole facing outward so we can put our wire through it. This will just give it a little bit more stability and keep it in place. And then once you get it in there, go ahead and glue it in. Okay, next I'm going to take some needle and thread, and I'm just going to go around the sleeve just to kind of draw it in. And you don't have to do big stitches, just, little 1/4 inch stitches is great. Just get it all the way around there because we are going to gather this up and you won't see it. We're going to actually put this inside the arm a little bit. But this ends up making it look more like a sleeve. And then go ahead and gather it up and tie it off so that it's right up against that wire. And do the same thing with the other arm. So you're just going to take a little bit of glue, put it inside that little ball that you put inside of there, put a little bit of glue right around the edge of the sleeve, and then we're just going to push this on in here. Now after that dries, we're going to take our finger and we're going to pull that wire straight up inside of there. And that will hold this arm in place. Just bend it upward. And then I have a little baseball glove that I'm just going to attach to this arm. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue this one in. And I got these on Amazon. I'll give you the link for them. But you can get these at Hobby Lobby too. For the other arm, we're going to actually add a hand, and I've got this hand mold. I'll give you the link for it. I got it on Amazon. And you're going to go ahead and roll up the fingers, open up your cavities, and go ahead and put a finger in each one of those openings. This will make it a little bit more full and easier to do. And I'm just using oven baked clay. We're going to bake this after we get it done at 275 degrees for 20 minutes. Just get it smoothed in there real good. Just fill it up first, and then we're going to start removing the excess clay. And just so drag your fingers on it just to kind of pull all the clay downward so that you see each individual finger and you don't have any overlap in the edge. And then go ahead and remove it, and we're going to add a wire to it, and then we're going to bake it. Now go ahead and bend your fingers down because his hands look a little bit funny if he has an open hand. Kind of bend his fingers down like he's just kind of relaxed. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and attach our ornament. We're just going to push it right up inside of here, push it towards the front, and then we're going to go ahead and glue around the front, the two sides, and we're going to kind of squeeze it in a little bit. This will give it a little bit better shape, and then it'll fit his head a little bit easier. Okay, then to attach it, we're just going to go ahead and glue it right to the head. And lean it backwards. Next, we're going to go ahead and attach the hand. Go ahead and cut your wire a little bit shorter. We're just going to push it right in here and glue this in. And you want to push it pretty far in there. And then we'll glue around the sleeve a little bit to cover up the little blue noodle. For his nose, I'm taking a 15mm half bead, and I'm just going to attach it right up underneath the hat, and then I'm going to attach the top part of the hat to his nose. Next, to make his beard a little bit fuller, I'm taking a 2" by 1" piece of faux fur. I'm going to clean off the edges, and I'm going to glue this right up underneath his other beard. It just gives it a little bit more fullness. I just thought he needed a little bit more beefed up a beard. And then I'm just going to glue it right to his shirt, right up underneath the top. And then go ahead and comb that on down. And that was pretty much it. He turned out super cute. Okay, I think he turned out super cute. You could do him in any of your team colors. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell so that you're notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Okay, and to enter the drawing to win this little guy, you need to live in the United States, and you need to put #baseball in a comment below. Thank y'all so much.